هنا صدقت حلمي وبدأت، قالوا عني زمان موهوم بيضيع وقت. لا يوم سلمت ولا استسلمت، ووقعت وقمت وامبارح غير دلوقت. هنا قلبي من جوا ده اللي بيديني القوة، في طريقي مشيت واديني ثبت. من هنا قررت بعد ما فكرت امشي عالصعب، وعرفت انا لما كبرت.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Mr. Hamdi Zakaria from Amr ibn al-As Official Language School. In today's session, we're going, inshallah, to resume our study of Family and Friends, Grade 6, Unit 2, Vocabulary. You know that last week we studied the grammar of Unit 2, which was if conditionals. And inshallah today, as I said, we're going to cover the vocabulary of Unit 2. Inshallah, this session can be divided into four main parts. The first part is about the vocabulary lists here. We have two vocabulary lists, vocabulary list 1, vocabulary list 2, and after each list we are going to have some further practice. After that, we are going to talk about the prefixes on and this. And finally, we are going to read the reading comprehension in the class book and write down the meanings of the difficult words. Then we have practice. So, inshallah, we're going to have a good lesson for today. Let's get started. In fact, the vocabulary list 1, as I said before, here, let's move to the first slide. Here, yes. So we have here these words, popular, popular. So what is meant by popular? So popular means here liked by a lot of people. Then we have the second word, which is gymnastics. Gymnastics. Gymnastics means physical activities that are performed indoors. Then we have the word experience. Experience, which is a skill or the skill of doing something. Then we have a word sensitive. Sensitive, which means delicate, caring, helpful, kind to the people. In fact, once again, popular, which means شعبي أو محبوب أو مشهور. Gymnastics ألعاب الجمباز. Experience الخبرات. و sensitive بتيجي بمعنى شخص حساس أو متعاطف أو شخص رقيق مع الآخرين. In fact, we still have here the other words, which are obey, obey, which means to accept doing what you are asked to. Then we have a word honest. Honest, and note, gentlemen, that we have here honest. H is silent, so we shouldn't say honest. It is honest. Honest means a trusted person, as he always tells the truth. Agree, to have the same opinion with people or with someone. Finally, we have visible. Visible, which means can be seen. Again, obey اللي هي يطيع. honest اللي هي شخص مخلص. agree بتيجي بمعنى حاجتين، يوافق أو يتفق، يوافق على شيء ما أو يتفق مع شخص ما في الرأي طبعا. و visible معناها إنه هو شيء مرئي. So after we finish these words, let's move to the practice. So please, dear students, study these words once before we start the practice. Okay? Now, let's move to the practice. Complete the sentences with the right word from the list below. The words are obey, agree, popular, sensitive, and visible. The first sentence says, this big tree can be something to any passerby. You cannot say it is not. الشجرة ديت واضح ان هي مرئية او كبيرة بشكل كافي عشان الناس تشوفها. محدش يقدر ينكر ان هي مش موجودة او ان هي عفوا موجودة. So the word we have here is yes, you're right, it is visible. Second one, my parents to bring me a bike on my birthday. هيجيبوا لك ايه on your birthday. So yes, so they must here agree to bring me a bike on my birthday. Number 3, he seems to be furious. وكلمة furious means very very angry. شخص بقى عنده حالة من الهياج والغضب الشديد. So he seems to be furious. So you have to be something when you ask him for a favor. لما تروح تطلب منه يعمل معك جميل أو معروف. So وهو very furious يعني very angry يعني غاضب شديد في الحالة دي. So we're going to say we should be sensitive. All students should their teachers and always wear their masks at school. So this is a rule. So all students should. Yes, you're right. احنا بنتكلم على قاعدة, بنتكلم على شيء المفروض كلنا نطيعه. So we should hear yes, obey. Finally, Muhammad Salah is the most footballer in the Arab world. Yes, you're right. So he is the most popular. All right. So let's move here to list 2, which is about sports and adventures. So we're going here to identify the different adventures or sports in the pictures below. The first picture we have here is about paragliding, which means طبعا paragliding معروف اللي هو القفز بالباراشوت أو بمنطاد من أعلى الجبال أو مناطق العالية. So it is called here paragliding. The second picture here is about ice skating. But when we pronounce that quickly, we're going to say ice skating. So الصورة اللي احنا شايفينها ديت يا شباب بتتكلم عن بنت بتتزلج على frozen water يعني مية مجمدة, مش بنتكلم على snow. وهنا مش ماسكة اي equipment او اي معدات او اي tools في ايديها الاتنين, فديت بنقول عليها ice skating. بيسبول اللي هو كرة المضرب المشهورة اللي هي بنفس الاسم ومشهورة طبعا في أمريكا. بيسبول. mountain biking اللي هو التريد بالعجلة على الجبال, يعني السير أو التسلق الجبال عن طريق البايك اللي هو العجلة, اسمها mountain biking. يا ريت يا شباب ما نقولهاش mountain. No, it isn't. It must be mountain biking. Then we have here another sport which is caving. وطبعا هي رياضة من الرياضات الغريبة شوية والخطيرة جدا إلى حد ما, لأن هي بتتكلم على السير أو الدخول في الكهوف والبحث عن الكهوف والبحث في الكهوف, فهنا في الحالة دي بنقول عليها caving. رugby واحدة من أشهر الرياضات اللي موجودة في US أمريكا, وهي تحمل نفس الاسم برضه في اللغة العربية, اسمها rugby. rock climbing will be silent يا شباب. rock climbing وديت معناها تسلق الصخور. وفي طبعا ممكن نستخدم حاجة كمان اسمها mountain climbing. آخر صورة معانا we have today is skiing. I want you gentlemen just to find the difference between ice skating and skiing. Ice skating, as you see here in this picture, we have here a little girl just here skating, ice skating. But here we have here this young man with what sledges. All right, very special shoes with 2 sticks in his own hands and goggles in his own head. So we have here the word skiing. All right. So the pictures we have here are paragliding, ice skating, baseball, mountain biking, caving, rugby, rugby, rock climbing, and skiing. Gentlemen, let's move to the practice. So what sport is it? What sport is it? 1. It is a noun, right? So the word is a noun. It is a sport that you do on snow in the mountains. So, which is what? Snow in the mountain. على الجليد في الجبال. Skiing. طيب, the second one is, it is also a noun, a sport where you go down under the ground to explore. Who can? Yes, you're right. It is caving. So it is caving. Number 3, it is also a noun. It is a sport where you jump off a hill and fly high in the air. Who can, guys? Yes, it is paragliding. Number 4, a sport where you hit a ball with a bat. A bat اللي هو المضرب. So, and then run around a diamond shape. فطبعا ما فيش غيرها اللي هي baseball. A team sport played with an egg-shaped ball. يعني كورة بيضاوية. So, yeah, right, which is rugby. A sport where you climb mountains using ropes. So it is, of course it is rock climbing. 7, a sport where you slide over frozen water. نخلي بالنا ان هي frozen water مش snow. طبعا هتكون هنا, of course it is ice skating or ice skating. Finally, we have your sport where you ride fast down hills on a bicycle. So it is mountain biking. So we still have here something which is another exercise about here the pictures we have. Please try to read the sentences as well as the pictures. So we can say read the picture and read the sentences in order to identify the missing word. In countries with cold winters, people often go ice skating. In number 2, Italy and Switzerland are popular places to go. What can you see in the picture? Yes, you're right. It is here skiing. And number 3, what can you see in the picture? Have you got this sport? Have you got it? Yes, it is. So it looks as if we are talking about baseball. So baseball is a game for 2 teams of 9 players. So, guys, what about this one in number 4? In players can pick up the ball and throw it. So it is, of course it is rugby. And number 5, we have here something. Have you got it? Yes, you're right. Excellent. It is any place with lots of hills is good for mountain biking. Number 6, we have it is here, as you see here, a man just wearing a helmet with a torch in his own helmet and trying to move somehow in a very difficult situation. So it is here caving. Caving is an exciting sport, but you have to be very careful. In number 7, you need strong ropes for rock climbing. Finally, we have here number 8, you fly through the air when you go. Yes, you're right. Paragliding. Now let's move to the third part of our session today, which is prefixes. So we're going to study here prefixes. So first of all, what is meant by a prefix? A prefix means, guys, a group of letters that can join the beginning of a word. So a group of letters, مجموعة من الحروف بتلحق بمقدمة الكلمة اسمها prefixes. وديت, as we know, it can be used to give the negative meaning of a word. هتدي العكس بتاع الكلمة, المقابل بتاع الكلمة. And we can use this or in when we talk about adjectives or adjectives or verbs. So we add the prefixes this or into some adjectives and verbs to make the meaning negative. So, honest, the opposite is dishonest. Like, dislike, obey, disobey, correct, incorrect, experience it, inexperience it, and sensitive, insensitive. Guys, we're going to have here an exercise about the use of these prefixes, so be alert. Now, I really like Ben. He's never nice to anyone. So this one is already answered, which is dislike. Liz is a very honest person. She never tells the truth, and we should focus here that she never tells the truth. So I need here the opposite of honest, which is, I can hear you. Yes, you're right. It is dishonest. Dishonest. This answer is correct. It isn't 30. Note that it says it isn't. It isn't. So this is not correct. It should be incorrect. Incorrect. My brother is a very experienced climber. He's only climbed one mountain. طيب اللي هو ما طلعش يتسلق غير جبل واحد يعتبر experience it, or yeah, you're right. I can hear you, which is inexperience it. Jack's so sensitive. He never cares about. He never cares. يعني ما بيعتنيش ولا بيعتني بأي مشاعر الآخرين. he is. The opposite is insensitive. Children should never obey their parents. Should they? يعني ما يطيعوش أبوه. يعني يجب عليهم ان هم يطيعوا ولا ما يطيعوش. يبقى طبعا they never disobey. They never disobey. المفروض ان هم لا يعصوا ابدا لابوهم امرا. The second exercise, which is about number 1, we're going to circle the correct word. These insects are so small. These insects are so small that you can't see them. They are sure, invisible. Alex broke. This one is already done. You need to write 4 more words in this list. It is you need to write. You need to write. So what you have done is still, of course, incomplete. Good work. Good work. So the man here is so surprised by the good work. So the good work here means that all your answers are correct or incorrect. Of course, it should be correct. Janet and I are very different. So different. Note that we are talking about different people. Different. So we usually, or we are always, we always disagree. And finally, Mike is feeling sad today. So please be sensitive or insensitive. We should be sensitive. This is here the third part. And finally, let's move to the last part, which is here reading comprehension and identifying the meanings of the difficult words with a very small practice. So let's read it together. Reading comprehension about what? Tanya Streeter. All right, let's read. Tanya Streeter grew up on Grand Cayman Island in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. When she was a child, she loved being in the sea, and she spent as much time as possible in the water, snorkeling and studying fish and other sea life. She also liked diving deep down into the ocean to look for rocks and shells. Tanya had a natural love of diving, and one day she discovered a sport she could do. The sport was called free diving. Thousands of years ago, people dived deep into the oceans to catch fish and to look for pearls. But they didn't have any diving equipment to help them breathe in these days. Today, this kind of diving has become a popular sport. People dive as deep as possible with no breathing equipment. They stay under the water for as long as they can and try to break world records. Gentlemen, let's try to find out the words we have here in the text. First of all, we are going to start with the word snorkeling. What is meant by snorkeling? So snorkeling, as you see here, which means الغطس. Then we have here the word diving, which means الغوص. وطبعا الفرق احنا عارفين الغطس على سطح الايه الميه، قريب من سطح الميه، اما الغوص فبيكون بمعدات في اعماق الايه الميه. We have another word which is shells اللي هو المحار اللي موجود في البحار او على قريب من الشاطئ. The word here natural love يعني حب فطري، حب بالطبيعة، حب بالسليقة. فهنا a natural love حب طبيعي للدايفنج. The word discovered معناها اللي هو اكتشفت، وده past. This is the past of the word discover. And we have here the word equipment وديت معناها المعدات. ونلاحظ ان هي uncountable noun, and uncountable noun we can't here add s or es or is whatever, and also it should be used in the verb should be singular with equipment. تمام. فequipment ملهاش ان هي تتجمع، وفي نفس الوقت تعامل معاملة المفرد دايما، اللي هي equipment اللي هي المعدات او التجهيزات. Also we have the word pearls اللي هي اللؤلؤ. And then we have here the word popular، خدناها مرة قبل كده، اللي بتيجي معنا محبوب أو شائع أو مشهور. فهي popular sport، الرياضة المحببة بالنسبة لها. breathing equipment اللي هي معدات التنفس، اللي هو الأكسجين والتيوب والماسك وما شابه، كلها تبقى اللي هي breathing equipment. ونلاحظ يا جماعة اسمها breathing equipment. Then we have break the world records اللي هو يكسر الرقم القياسي العالمي. طيب نشوف بقية reading comprehension ونكمل على الأسئلة بعدين. Okay, let's move it. Tanya had one lesson in free diving and found out that she was very talented. She had more lessons and then started to enter competitions and compete against people all over the world. At 25, she broke her first world record when she dived 113 meters down into the ocean. She broke many more records after that. Tanya trains for 4 or 5 hours every day in the gym and in the pool. But the freedom she feels when she is free diving makes it worth all the hard work. Tanya is also interested in looking after the environment and protecting wildlife. She has worked hard to tell the world about the problems that whales and dolphins have with sea pollution and how dangerous it is for them. She has appeared in videos swimming with whales and has also become a popular TV presenter. So the word we have here is talented. Talented, the person with very special skills. اللي هو شخص برافو عليك، موهوب. Also the word competitions اللي هي مسابقات أو منافسات. عندنا كمان the word compete against الverb الفعل من competition اللي هو compete، وغالبا بتاخد حرف الجر compete against. عندنا broke، احنا خدنا برضو broke record اللي هو يكسر الرقم القياسي. خدنا كمان اللي هي freedom اللي هي الحرية أو رياضة حرة، بقول على freedom الحرية. she feels when she is free diving، بتشعر بالحرية لما بتلعب الفري دايفنج. تانيا is interested، طبعا كمان هي مهتمة جدا بالبيئة اللي الانفايرمنت اللي هو البيئة، وفي نفس الوقت كانت بتتكلم على حماية الوايلد لايف اللي هي الحياة البرية، وكمان بتتكلم على ان هي المعاناة بتاعة الويلز والدولفينز من تلوث البحار. واخيرا هيكون معنا ان هي ظهرت تانية في كثير من الفيديوهات على التلفزيون، واصبحت هي كمان واحدة من الناس المعروفة او المشهورة اللي هي قلنا عليها بريزنتر، اللي هي مقدمة البرامج. Let's move to the exercise here. Talented, snorkeling, pearl, diving, wildlife equipment, freedom, and environment. Guys, these exercises are there in the workbook, page 17 to 19. All right. So I copied part of the workbook and I just wanted to answer them in my presentation. So the first one is done. Henry loves the freedom he feels when he is. So he feels what he is: snorkeling, pearl, talented, while equipment, environment. So yeah, he feels he feels freedom when he is diving. Sometimes Henry goes snorkeling. He is also a very swimmer, so talented. Eco task provide all Henry's equipment. They work to protect they protect what? They protect the environment. And number 7, Henry is very interested in the wildlife in the Red Sea. And finally, today he found a beautiful, as you see in the picture, beautiful pearl. Okay, so guys, this is the end of my presentation for today. Thank you very much indeed. Until we meet again in different presentations coming on the way, inshallah. Thank you once again. See you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.